Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fawn Pod. We are here for the big one today, the conclusion of our Sumler. We're gonna cut that. Start
Sumler.
this thing over, people. That's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fawn Pod. We're here for the conclusion of our summer Sizzlin spectacular tonight. We got a pretty good house with us today. I am Cody. I'm here with Joe and Brett and Matt. Justin could not be here with us this evening, and we're all the better for it. So there we go. Before we get into our countdown of our top 20 80s songs tonight, number 20 going down to number 1, let's see what these guys have been up to. Kicking that off to whoever would like to go first tonight.
It's me. I'll go first.
Here, here.
Um, I have had this week off. I had a minor surgical procedure last Friday, which was no fun. But it has afforded me a lot of downtime to spend playing video games and doing some other fun things. So I played through the entirety of Donkey Kong Bonanza for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's one of two actual Switch 2 games that are available right now, at least like made for the Switch 2 exclusively by Nintendo. And it's a lot of fun. I've told you guys that it reminds me of like the feeling of playing like a Mario 64 or some of those other like old school 3D platformers back in like the N64 era. But it looks really pretty and it plays really well. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So definitely recommend if you have a Switch 2. And then just one other thing I wanted to shout out. Alexis and I yesterday went to see The Naked Gun, the new, I think I would call it a Lego sequel because it's kind of a reboot, but also technically a sequel to the Leslie Nielsen Naked Gun movies. This one stars Liam Neeson, always hilarious comedic actor Liam Neeson.
He sure is.
Got
Um,
full-blown AIDS.
I mean, honestly, he's perfect for the role because it's very like deadpan comedy. Like nobody in the movie is actually trying to make a joke at any time. They're playing everything completely seriously. It's just like a bunch of ridiculous, stupid shit happening around them. And I had a great time with it. I mean, it's not the greatest movie ever made, but I laughed out loud multiple times. The jokes come so hard and fast that like even the ones that don't land, like you forget about it a second later because something else stupid and funny is happening like immediately. So I feel like it definitely captures the vibe of those like slapstick comedies that they don't really make much anymore. So highly recommend that as well. Also, Pamela Anderson is also in it and is also great. And I'm kind of hoping that she might start appearing in more things because turns out she can actually have some range.
All right, so I got a comment on what I said a second ago. And if you've never seen the Ricky Gervais sketch with Liam Neeson, and you heard me like after you said the
I, of
great
course,
comic
have
actor,
seen
I
the
said,
entirety of the series
okay, I figured you
extras.
have, but if you heard just me in the background say I've got full-blown AIDS, that's what that was referring to. Like where Liam Neeson wants to be
Yes.
a comedian and he's like improving a sketch, and that's what he starts with is that he's fun. Like anyway, so if you haven't seen the Ricky Gervais Liam Neeson sketch,
Yes.
check that
Wait,
out.
was that from extras or was that from the Warwick Davis show?
I honestly don't know. I
It was
saw
from
it
one
on
of
you.
those
I've only seen
two.
it on YouTube, so
Anyway, I don't love Ricky Gervais, but that show is fun. I mean, that scene is also hilarious. There's also an amazing similar scene with Sir Patrick Stewart that's just like
is that the one where like my
ridiculous.
clothes and the clothes just
Yes.
fall
Yeah.
off? Yeah.
Anyway, who's next?
Okay, I go since I started blurting it anyway. This is the last official day of my summer vacation. I think Cody understands that feeling somewhat.
What do you have the next 2 days?
I don't count the weekend. I would have had the weekend off
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
Sorry,
You're different than
that's
me then. I'm counting down by the hour till it's time. So yes.
um. Other than that, I don't got a whole lot more going on. I've been eagerly anticipating any news about the Hollow Knight sequel, and in preparation for that, I've been playing a whole bunch of mods of Hollow Knight. Play a lot of randomizers. That's kind of fun if you've ever played the Hollow Knight randomizer and you like the game and you haven't played it, give it a go. It's an interesting experience.
I still need to finish that game sometime.
There you go. That's what they're waiting on. Finish it, Joe.
I was determined to beat the Radiance and I just never could, and I just kind of gave up and never went back after a certain point.
Hmm.
Um, I since it just became available on digital a couple days ago, I bought Jurassic World Rebirth.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
And so Jurassic Park is I would say pretty easily is my favorite movie, and the franchise is possibly my favorite franchise of all time. And I've been on quite a roller coaster with this movie because when I heard it announced, I was like, oh great, okay, new movie, go awesome. I saw a trailer and I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. And then I heard some reviews and some other commentary, and I was like, okay, I'm back in it. And then man, I don't know. It's there are definitely points in it where I was pleased. Like there's new types of scenes that like we don't have in other Jurassic movies, specifically like water stuff. Like really didn't have any other. Everything was always land based. And so there was some cool scenes. There's some intense stuff, but there's also just some really really dumb stuff. And it's hard to get around those things for me. Like there's a couple times where I was just like screaming at this movie, just like, why did that happen? It's so stupid. And like, I didn't really love any of the characters, which was a big miss. Like, even like the most likable guy, which was like the doctor guy, for me at least, was like after a while, like his only thing is just like blurting out reasons why the situation is way worse than you expected. That's just he did the entire movie.
None of them are characters.
Yeah, that's
I was puzzled by like some of the positive reviews I heard of that movie. Like I heard multiple people say that they specifically loved the family, and like I didn't give a shit about the family because they didn't do anything to make us care about them.
yeah.
I didn't even care about the cute little baby dinosaur that was made to sell merchandise.
Oh, well,
That even pissed me off.
At least that one I enjoyed, but yeah, overall I wasn't impressed. I right offhand I don't know. It might be the worst movie in the series for me. I don't know for sure. Definitely have to go back and look at the other ones again, but
I agree.
it's down near the bottom. So
more like Jurassic Park Afterbirth, am I right? Oh,
No.
that's right. Mine, I guess I don't know. I've been spreading my time just too thin, doing a bunch of different stuff, working on Halloween party things, and well, one thing I guess I have mentioned that I've been doing the last few podcasts on here is watching through Peaky Blinders still. I'm in episode 3 of season 5. Some of the guest stars, Tom Hardy and who was the other one I said was in, I can't remember the guy's name. But anyway, they are not in this season. Now there is, I don't know the actual actor's name. I'm sure some of you do, but Peter Baelish Littlefinger is in the last 2 seasons now, and Anya Taylor-Joy just joined the cast, which I didn't know she was in the show at all either. So this is a surprise as well. And yes, Lanfear is still in the cast, breast, just so you know.
Did you say breast?
I might have.
It sure sounded like it.
It's possible. It's possible. Well, that could be, so check that out. But yeah, other than that, not much. You know what I haven't done yet is go to watch Weapons, which I want to do at the movie theater. So that looks amazing.
What is? I've heard several people mention this. I've never even heard of this thing. What is it?
Watch a trailer for it when we're done here. Check it out. It's a scary movie.
I shall now spoil the entire plot of the movie because I read about it earlier because I will never actually see the movie.
Stop you. Stop you.
I'm not that much of an asshole.
All right. All right, well, ladies and gents, we are here tonight for our final 20 songs. Before we get to those, as we've done on the other 4 installments of our summer series here, I kind of had a little question for the host. No question this time for them, but this is, as promised, their chance to lay out what songs didn't make the top 100 that probably should have made the top 100 in their opinion. It's our honorable mentions now that we're pretty far up here. So would anybody like to give us their honorable mentions first? What's that? Justin
Well,
will. All right, great. Let's see what Justin has for us. He has some comments here again tonight for us. He only has one here for this. For his honorable mention, the song he says he's surprised didn't make it was Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. He said it feels like it made a pretty big comeback courtesy of Stranger Things, I think. I don't know what that means. Did he not watch Stranger Things? So
Probably
I'm
not.
surprised it didn't
It's not
rank.
anime, so
That's true. I personally didn't vote for it because, ironically, the original is not my favorite version of the song. I prefer the Meg Meyer cover version that has a lot of soul to it.
Jesus
But
Christ.
actually, his favorite rendition is by an artist called Diamante, who has an incredible range to the voice, and it resonates with him much more than the original, especially the crescendo at the end, just ... holy shit. I'll have to listen to that version because I do enjoy both of the other versions of that song. That's his only honorable mention. Anybody else have
I
something
have
for
no
us?
idea what that song is. I would have to look it up, and yeah,
God damn it, man.
I possibly know what it was if I heard it.
You didn't
Anyway,
watch Stranger Things either?
okay, I watched like the first few episodes,
Oh my
and my
God.
wife and I were going to watch it together, but then she didn't get into it really, and then I never really went back. I know I would love it. Okay,
You have time to catch up before the
it's
final 3 parts because they're releasing it weirdly and stupidly.
hmm,
Oh.
all right. Well, okay. Well, I'll catch up on it.
I mean, you got 48 hours till school
I mean,
starts.
it's
Might as well.
essentially the bastard child of the Goonies and Stephen King's It, right?
Yeah, pretty
Perfect.
much.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
Nothing to
it's
not like there.
I would I would love it. Um, okay, so there's two things I wanted to mention. Neither of them are really specific single songs, although we'll pick single songs from them, and neither of them I thought should be in the greatest 100 countdown, unless it was me giving the countdown personally. But if one is one who loves the cheesy synth of the 80s, and that's what they really want more of that that's kind of obscure, two things you need to look up. One is the fake band from the cartoon Kid Video. It was a TV show about these kids in a band and they got sucked into a cartoon world. Okay. Anyway, they actually recorded an album. It was I believe it's 10 songs long. They are all 80s cheese gold. Like you can find it for free. Just look it up. Probably the by it was my number 13 song on the list, but it was Video Romeo is probably my favorite. It's really cheesy. I'm not going to say it's good, but it is 80s through and through. And the other thing I wanted to point out, and I didn't even rank this on mine because I didn't even think I should put it. I didn't even know how to. The bootlegged recording of the Broadway production of Carrie the Musical. There is
Hmm.
some great 80s music in that bootleg. You can look it up on YouTube, but the one that shines, Don't Waste the Moon. That is an 80s gem. If you want an 80s gem you've never heard.
Is this an actual 80s song or is this a song that is made to sound like an 80s song?
Which one?
The Carrie thing.
No, oh, it was written in 88.
Oh, all right.
Or actually, I
Weird.
think it was written in like 84. And then it went through
Huh.
changes and whatnot. But yes, no, it's an 80s song. It's an
Gotta
80s
be
song.
careful with
Yeah.
this guy, Matt. You weren't on the redacted episode, so
Okay.
True.
he's
I
really
know.
about this ear thing. He's
Okay.
Yeah,
fun-
because
fun police
call
over
me,
here.
call
I
me
didn't
crazy for thinking that songs on the 100 greatest 80s songs list should have been released in the fucking 1980s.
Okay. I didn't I know I voted for that one too, but I've been wrong about a whole lot of songs, so I just assume it came out in 80. It was probably the tail end of 79, wasn't it? Wasn't
Yes,
it? Okay. I didn't put it on there. I just
it's okay, man.
could be the
It's okay.
1880s. Doesn't say.
Anyway,
Fun twist.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I got to say. But
Okay.
yes, they all released in the 80s.
Love it.
My
right.
method, when when tasked to pick an honorable mention song, what I did is just look through my list of my personal rankings to see which was my highest songs that didn't make the cut. It's felt the most appropriate, and the one I'm going to go with is Stevie Nicks' "Edge of 17."
Hmm.
I I just really enjoy this song. It's got such a cool uh bass line in it that just like permeates the song throughout. And it was kind of like almost like addictive kind of quality to it. Like it's
Weird
just
how she stole that from Bootylicious, though.
well, I can neither confirm or deny that, but uh and then I do really enjoy the vocals as well. I think it's just a great song all around. So
Okay, you fools. On my end, I'm going to give you a few here. So here we go. One, Love Song by The Cure, which I
Ooh,
do
that's a good one.
enjoy. And I think some Cure votes were probably split in our rankings, which probably was to the detriment of the band, but it probably speaks to their overall album library. Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves.
I was surprised that that one was you were the only one that voted for that, to be
That seems
honest.
like a quintessential 80s song. I mean, it's definitely one of the most played when you think of like I mean,
Yeah.
I think the wedding we were at this past weekend played it, and they definitely were born like way after that happened to come out. So that would be one. And then I've already harped on this one, but Alone by Heart, which is fantastic. Another one of those great songs that has two or three kind of very different sounding parts to the intro before it really ramps into the beep part, which is great. And then my dark horse choice here for me because I didn't hear this song legitimately until I started teaching an elective class, and I kept showing what is now one of my favorite movies, I, Tanya, and this is The Passenger. It is a cover, but this version's by Susie and the Banshees, originally by Iggy Pop. But I don't know his version as well as this one, but it's a earworm. The Passenger. I enjoy this one quite a bit. I have a lot of fun singing the word "la" like 400 times for whatever reason in this song. It's good stuff. So good juju. You should listen to The Passenger by Susie and the Banshees. So those are our honorable mentions.
I didn't go.
Oh, as I said, those
I
are
have
our honorable
I have I
mentions.
have like a whole list.
Uh,
My first honorable mention
Prince.
is we've discussed previously the kind of connection between 80s films and 80s songs. A lot of great 80s songs appeared on soundtracks for a lot of great 80s films. One of those films, which had a banging soundtrack, is the hit classic Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise. So my first honorable mention is Danger Zone by Sir Kenny Loggins.
That wasn't in our 100?
No, we did not have a single Kenny Loggins song in our top 100 songs of the 80s, which is insane to me. I mean, I also did not vote for Kenny Loggins songs, but it's one of those things where I didn't really think about it until after I already made my list, and I was like, wait, nobody put a single Kenny Loggins song up. So I have to throw it on there for that. Also, I like the song and I like the movie. My second honorable mention is from another classic 80s soundtrack. It is from the soundtrack to the motion picture Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise, and that is Take My Breath Away by Berlin, which is a song that I did vote for but didn't make the list because I think I'm like the only one who voted for it. Um,
The late 90s WCW wrestler?
no.
Okay.
I mean, aside from its connection to Top Gun, which is a movie that I love this song in its own right. It's got this iconic like synth bass line that kind of kicks things off and runs throughout the song, and I just like its whole like vibe, and it gets you in the mood, if you know what I mean. And then my final honorable mention is one that Brett might appreciate. We're going to take a hard left turn with The Mob Rules by Black Sabbath,
oh, I mean it's
which
after
is
Ozzy, but still I
it is from the Dio era, which was, overall more of a mixed bag than Ozzy, obviously, but Ronnie James Dio has always been one of my favorite vocalists of all time, and this song just fucking rocks. Like the guitar riff is pretty hard and heavy right out of the gate, and Dio's vocals are theatrical and soaring as always, and I just think it's a great hard rock song. So I just had to throw that out there.
All right. Any more?
Well, now that you mention it, I did also debate bringing up Another song that I voted for, but was the only one, which is Tupelo by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds,
Oh,
which is a song that in no way, shape, or form was ever going to make a list of the greatest 80s songs. But I love it because in this song, Nick Cave uses like very dramatic biblical imagery to recount the birth of Elvis. And it's just a really weird, kind of interesting, dramatic song. So I appreciate it.
I had a couple Nick Caves that I voted for, but I don't think we were ever going to vote for the same Nick Cave song.
I mean, Henry's Dream was like 89 or something, right?
It was, but I would have voted me for John Finn's wife, but like I don't think of that as an 80s song.
Oh,
Like
wait, Henry's Dream was 92. Wow, I thought it was earlier than that.
maybe that's why I didn't vote for it.
Yeah, weird. Anyway,
I voted for Diana, but no one else was going to vote for that.
I mean, first of all, it's Deanna.
I thought it was Diana.
No,
Oh, Diana.
no, it's Deanna. Anyway,
Oh, whatever. This
um,
is why you're
I,
the super fan and I'm the poser.
I would have voted for that. I honestly just don't really think about Nick Cave when I'm thinking about 80s music because he transcends decades. Cody, take it away.
okay. Well, let's jump back into this here. We're at our top 20 to go. And I think, as foreshadowed a bit in our last episode, we do have one artist yet with multiple songs to come, both in this top 20 range here that we're at. Just kind of shocking. We'll talk about that momentarily. Let's start off with number 20. Um, Three of us ranked this one pretty highly, got it up here in the top 20. We should say these are like the top of the tops here for the top 20 out of however many we ranked total, or looked at, 900 and some possible songs. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight, which I think was most famous from the Eminem song where he mentions that in his lyrics. So, Joe, you had the highest on yours for this one. Tell me what I'm missing with this song.
I mean, this is just a great and iconic song. I love Phil Collins. I know some people like to make fun of him and don't appreciate his vocal and musical stylings, but I've always been a fan. I mean, this is one of those songs that I remember being around like as long as I can remember listening to music. I remember there was like a weird music video on MTV back in the day. There are all the rumors about this song being about Phil Collins having witnessed someone like fall through the ice and die when he was younger. Um,
It was Peter Gabriel.
but I mean, it is kind of a weird song in his catalog because I think he's known for more like upbeat, poppier songs. And it just musically, it's got this kind of feeling of dread at the beginning, and it kind of builds and builds. And then finally you get the iconic drum fill that like that happens, and then more instruments kick in and the song does pick up a little bit, but it kind of feels like it's like the like payoff of this building like dread or rage or something. I don't know. It's just a really interestingly structured song, and I enjoy it quite a bit.
Brett, you
Uh,
had this one ranked pretty
yeah.
high.
Pardon me. Uh, yeah, the word I wrote down here to use is ominous. Like it has
Yes.
this ominous kind of just feel to it. It's like both the music and the lyrics are like kind of soft, but like also intense. And it is. It's like a very like interesting, like not typical 80s sound to it. But yeah, then it hits that, that drum line, like you were saying, it's just so iconic. You see it all the time, like now, like people use it in like meme videos and stuff. I've just seen like a bunch of stuff where like people falling downstairs or something. Yeah. But and that hits, and then it's like it's almost a different song after that. Like it's there's so much more going on, and it is more upbeat. And yeah, I think it's a very cool song in part because it kind of stands out from other stuff.
I could see it. Matt, anything from you? You and I did not rank this one.
No, and not because I don't like the song. I do like the song. It's not one of my highest Phil Collins songs in my mind. Frankly, I find the urban legend about it to be the most interesting part. It is on my massive playlist that is in my car, so I obviously like it. But um, I don't know. I honest to God thought it was in the set. I thought it was a late '70s song. I really did. I just looked it up to make sure. It's 81. It's
God, the
81.
fact checkers are back. What remind for our younger listeners out there, I want to take you back to a wonderful time period, way back before South Park would eviscerate President Trump. Phil Collins was the subject of their ire in the classic episode, Cartman's Mom is a Dirty Slut. And in this episode, Phil Collins, no, he was actually the villain in the episode, but that's neither near here nor there. This song to me, I don't know. I guess somebody's saying it sounded different than everything else. I could agree with that, I guess. The drum solo, iconic. You can't say anything bad about that. The first 50 seconds, what I would do is just cut that off the song. And then probably what I would do next is cut up to the drum solo and then cut after the drum solo. Just release it as like a
There's
10
also like a
second
killer
song.
bass line that kicks in though. It's
Yeah.
so good.
It's lyrically very nice. It just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just make it a 10-second song. My notes say this is the definition of a slog. It's not fun and it's repetitive to the max. Well, let's go on to number 19, shall we?
that was
Sorry,
brutal.
Phil.
That was
Sorry, Phil
brutal.
Collins.
What the hell
Turn
did the
around,
South Park
Cody.
guys have
Turn
against
around.
Phil? Phil Collins.
Phil Collins? That's Phil McCracken. Okay, we're going on to 19. So here is the mystery artist we've been hinting at.
Turn around.
You. You do it. If I gave you how many guesses to name an 80s artist, how many would it have taken you to guess who this is with two songs in the top 20s without seeing our list? I probably would have named
It would have
like
it would have
50.
taken me a lot. And also if you had
Well,
asked me to guess the order of the two songs, like I would never have guessed that they would end up in the order that they did. It honestly is kind of blowing my mind.
well, yeah, I don't want to reveal who or what the song is, but I don't, in my mind, equate this. Like, I don't care. Usually, when I'm thinking about like an artist, I don't really care who sings it. I'm more interested in like who composed it because their songs tend to sound similar.
Hmm.
So I equate this song with the composer in my brain, and strangely enough, therefore, it's almost more of a Meatloaf song to me. If that gives it away. I don't know if it gives it away.
No, it's you're good,
The
man.
guy who wrote almost all of like Meatloaf's famous stuff.
We will
So
talk about that, Hudson.
All right, let's cut to the chase here. Number 19, her first
Stealing
appearance
Joe's
of
talking
two
about.
yet to come in the top 20, Miss Bonnie Tyler, as Joe referenced. Total Eclipse of the Heart, though, the lower song here at number 19.
Insanity, like just sheer madness. You
Joe's
guys
got it
are
quite high, though.
insane.
Kick us off, Joe.
This is like, in my brain, this is just one of the quintessential 80s songs. Um, I mean, everything about it is amazing. The music video is like one of the greatest videos ever filmed. It's absolutely batshit, just like weird craziness. As Matt not so subtly implied, it was written by Jim Steinman, who is one of the greatest songwriters of all time, or certainly one of my favorites. As Matt said, he wrote like all of Meatloaf's Bad Out of Hell and Bad Out of Hell 2 and some other stuff. But he has also written a lot of grandiose songs for other artists, including this one. He also wrote It's All Coming Back to Me Now, which Celine Dion had a big hit with. A couple others as well that are not jumping to mind right now, but his style is very kind of operatic and like building to this like bombastic conclusion, which is true of this song, but I also think that this song feels very much of its decade at the same time. Um, but I love the composition. I love Bonnie Tyler singing. I love the use of the backing vocal with the repeated like turn around, the kind of interplay between that singer and Bonnie Tyler. Um, I have attempted to sing this song at karaoke multiple times. It never goes well,
Ooh.
but I'll probably do it again in the future.
Invite
Um,
me. I want to see it.
like I
Yeah.
said, to me, this is just like one of the quintessential 80s songs, and I just had to put it up there.
So Joe, I gotta ask you, are you familiar with the musical Dance of the Vampires?
I am not.
What?
Okay. I have to give you a copy of the it's not like it's like demo recordings from it. It did go to Broadway, but there was never a cast recording. Anyway, it's all music by Jim Steinman.
Nice.
A lot of it Meatloaf put on a couple of the songs I believe are on Bad Out of Hell 3. But it's about vampires and Total Eclipse of the Heart is like a through theme.
Interesting.
It works. At very least, you'd probably like the music, so I'll have to send it to you. But that's what I think of when I think of Total Eclipse of the Heart. I just
I would be curious to check that out.
no, yeah. I'll hit you.
Nice.
For reasons we'll reveal shortly, Justin did not rank this song, which is funny, as you'll find out in a little bit.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah. What I have for notes here, I also enjoy the kind of dual vocals, like Joe mentioned. I have no idea who the other singer is, but I think it works well in the song.
Tony Byler, the backup singer.
I really enjoy how it's like a lot of the song is very soft with the piano. Like the piano sounds really good in this. It's definitely a little kind of sad, but also like moving, just at the song in general. But there's parts where it like kind of rocks too. And I had no idea who the composer was, and I wrote down here it sounds like Meatloaf at points, so that tracks exactly.
Yes.
Interesting.
And the last thing I wrote down here was that I would love to see a version of this where she uses the swear words in it.
Yeah. Dan Band.
Oh, the Dan Band.
Fucking
I fucking need you tonight.
is this the song Dave sang on a cruise? I'm trying to remember. It might have been.
I hope so.
We'll have to ask him about that. Yeah, except he sang it after two little like 6-year-old girls sang happy birthday and he couldn't say all the F words. Matt, anything else from you on this one?
No, check out Dance of the Vampires if you never have. I'm sure you can find bootlegs of it on YouTube and stuff.
Okay. No, I won't add a lot here. Great song, great lyrics. This is a good one. Mood kind of changes from more like infatuated love to like the love that's just completely fallen apart then. But overall, just the whole thing works in this. And I think Brett just noted as well, and I'm not the instrument guy. I think we've established that well on the podcast. But this one stood out to me because it did sound like it had a piano instead of a keyboard. To my untrained ears, at least, from a lot of these 80s songs that we've reviewed. So
Yeah.
just made it sound a little bit different to me. But yeah, another one of those really iconic 80s songs. Okay, we'll go on to number 18, Don Henley, The Boys of Summer. And I guess I have this one by far the highest, or at least the highest. No, actually, pretty far the highest up. I was quite shocked, actually, when I was making notes for this and realized how high I ranked this song. Um, I'll tell you why. Joe won't like me for this, but I'm going to tell you why.
What? Oh boy.
I love the guitar intro on this song. Interestingly, I don't know what technique this would be, audio to visual, but you know how like when you look at a hot road and you see like that little shimmer that's like on the
Yeah.
asphalt, that shimmer is like what the guitar sounds like in the intro of this song to me. It's kind of a weird A to B, but it
It,
works.
Is this what you thought I would not like you
No,
for?
this isn't it yet.
Oh,
But just a great song overall.
because I love
And
the guitar work on this song.
yeah, well, it's a great songs, but remembering the good times, whether they're recent or far away. But
Oh, I know why you're
you
gonna
know
piss
why
me
this is
off.
coming
Oh
up
yeah,
here.
yep. All right,
I
let's
got to
do
shout
it.
out to Matt Heinzel here with this one, but
Oh
I
boy,
love the Atari's version of this song, and that's
no,
not only a song that I
wrong.
have loved a lot in the last 10 years, but actually has been, wait for these words, one of my favorite songs of the last 10 years has
Ooh.
been their cover of this song, so much so that
Remember
it
when
is
they said
boosting
Black Flag
the
sticker?
original. Stop stealing my material. That's my next line.
So
But
edgy.
the cover version of this actually I like so much it brought the original version all the way up to number 2 on my 80s songs, which is kind of incredible, really, to think about.
I'm
But
leaving.
yes, as
I
Joe's saying,
I'm
Black Flag
done.
versus the Deadheads
Oh.
here. Wonderfully simple song, deceptively with how well it layers everything together. Soft beats, pacing drum in the background. This is a great song all the way around. I had it up at number 2. There you go. What else? What do you guys got?
okay. I believe I'm next on
Hmm.
that one, and boy, you're gonna hate me. You're really gonna hate me. Um, I'm not as familiar with the original on this. I've heard it. I've heard it on the radio, but the one that I actually have on my playlist is the Ataris. I'm sure I'd like the original a lot
I am gonna
too.
burn my radio to the ground.
I just
You'll never
it's
get to that
just
offshore oil
it's
platform. Good luck.
it's just if it makes you feel any better, I lost my memory stick when I was setting my car in to get worked on, and I never did find it again. So I got to rebuild it from the beginning anyway, and
Oh no.
I'll try to put Don Henley's version on instead.
I have both mine on the playlist, both
I
versions.
remember reading an article, and I don't remember where it was, but like why the Atari's version is terrible and why it doesn't fit with the original, but it's just such a laid back song. I mean, there's a lot why about like driving. What is it? With your hair slick, driving down. What I don't know, but that's what I think about. I just think of someone like driving over the speed limit with their windows down and their hair. Like that's what I think. That's the image with this song. I know there's more to it than that. I've never looked into it. I love you,
Uh,
Joe.
I'll let Joe
I'm
close
gonna have
himself for
some
a
things to
moment.
say after Brett goes.
I don't have a lot to say here. I do enjoy this song. I did vote it up, uh, not super on my list, but it's on there. And what I'd say about this, I enjoy, as you Cody had mentioned earlier, that the just the guitar sound is very cool. It feels like unique. You don't hear a lot, I don't think, but it's like just a very clean electric guitar. But it also, I think the word you're looking for is reverb. I think
Could be.
heavy reverb on it.
It is
It's
reverb.
like an
Yeah.
echoey sound to it.
I don't know this for sure, but to me it sounds like a Fender Stratocaster with some reverb and just like a little bit of drive on it, but not much.
Yeah. So it's a very cool song. I do enjoy it a lot, but I don't have anything else to say about it.
So it's
Okay, and we'll
insane to
stop our
me.
comments with people who
No,
actually
no,
ranked the
no.
song, so we're moving on.
It's insane to me that I am the only one who did not rank this song. Don Henley is one of my favorite artists of all
God damn
time.
it, Joe.
Like he is also one of my favorite vocalists ever. I have seen him both solo and with the Eagles live like probably a dozen times. Like I fucking love Don Henley. I don't know why this song wasn't on my list. I think it was a situation where it was the divide between songs I like and songs that I think are like essential 80s songs, and for some reason this just didn't make my list. Interesting note about the guitar though, the song was actually the music was written by Mike Campbell, who was best known as being the guitarist for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and he actually pitched this to Tom Petty and wanted to make a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song out of it. And Tom Petty said that it didn't really match the vibe that he was feeling at the time, basically. So Mike Campbell then took the music to Don Henley, and Don Henley wrote the lyrics that ended up in this final version. But the guitar on the Don Henley version is Mike Campbell playing.
Oh, okay.
So little
Did
trivia
you
for
just
you.
throw darts? Is that how you made your list, or
I don't know, man.
you have a lot of regrets here, I
It was.
feel like.
I have lots of regrets. That's okay. It's a story of my life.
Well, you have made me realize at this point in time that I probably really need to listen to the Eagles' discography because two people that I love like some of their solo work I've heard. I've always liked what I've heard from Don Henley. I'm also a really big fan of Glenn Fry,
How'd I
but I
know you
didn't
weren't going to say
realize
Joe
that they
Walsh?
were
I
both in
just
the
knew it
Eagles.
somehow.
I didn't
Also,
realize,
I mean,
but I'm
the
a
heat
moron
is
when it
on
comes
is
to
another
music.
song I regret not putting on my list, but
Oh, that was my. I was gonna mention not that it's not the heat is on, but I was gonna mention Shakedown as a
mm,
possible honorable mention because that is a great song.
it is
What
good.
Which is
about the
Beverly
H's
Hills
O?
Cop.
Was that almost on your list?
Well, that was for Beverly Hills Cop 2. Beverly Hills Cop 1 was heat is on. That's why I mentioned it.
The H's O.
That is also a classic.
Also classic. All right. Justin had this one pretty high in his list as well. No comments there. Also, surprisingly, he did not send me comments for this next song.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
He didn't write you like a 5-page essay about it?
Not this song. Number
Wow.
17 is our other Bonnie Tyler song coming out ahead of Total Eclipse of the Heart. It's Holding Out for a Hero. This was Justin's number one ranked song. He gave me nothing for this one,
I gotta
so
do it.
Wild.
Like I love this song, but I was really surprised to see it was his number one. And I
That's
was really looking forward
insane.
to. I was looking for the reasoning, or it had to have some sort of. Because for me, with this song, I only think of Short Circuit 2. It plays in Short Circuit 2 while they're beating up Johnny Five, and he's calling for the model airplanes to come and swoop. And
I
like,
didn't realize that this song was on the Footloose soundtrack and also that it was also written by Jim Steinman.
have you listened to the Footloose soundtrack? It's amazing.
Holding Out
I've
for a
never
Hero
seen
is
the
also
movie
by. It's
Footloose.
also by.
Apparently, Jim Steinman also wrote Holding Out for a Hero.
Yeah. By the way, until it was on this list, I always thought the name of the song was "We Need" or "I Need a Hero." I always thought it was that title,
Well,
assuming it's the same.
let's
I
do
need a
Justin some justice
hero.
here. So we're going to Brett, who has this next highest.
All right. Well, uh, I this I haven't really enjoyed this song for a long time, and what's funny is when I was listening to it more today, I kind of like was realizing just like how kind of eclectic it is. There's just like there's a lot going on, and there's like pieces that don't feel like they should belong together, but they all make it work somehow. There's like there's some some general synth, but then there's like some really sci-fi kind of sounding synth in there. There's regular piano. Got some like interesting drum work. There's like horns, some sort of horn instrument playing in there, and then there's like a sound almost like a whip crack at times. It's
Yeah.
just like a lot. And for me, what it really just comes down to is like the chorus is just really damn good. Like the verses are still good, but yeah, is that the chorus is really special, and like I think it fits really well. Like it's been used in I think a fair number of other like soundtracks for like movies recently, but it just feels like it fits those really well, and it always plays well when I see it.
Okay. Let's see here. Matt, you had this next. Anything from you?
I was just gonna talk mostly. I remember it being in Short Circuit too. It's just a great sequence in that movie. I That's what I recall from.
If I had to guess why Justin had this at his one, we know that he has a lot of female 80s singers that have been very high in his list, a lot of these thematic songs where somebody's trying to help somebody out or holding out for hope or things of that nature. So I'm thinking that's probably the combination here,
Uh,
maybe. Maybe
Could
he's a
this
big
be
Footloose
a
fan.
could this be a cry for help? Like, is Jess holding him hostage or
It's
something?
not here
Maybe.
tonight
I
because he's
know.
celebrating his anniversary.
Yeah. Hmm.
Send Skeleton Key.
This is his top song, meaning that it's the most important to him, and he doesn't give us any notes.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's holding out for a hero.
That's what I'm saying. My notes on this one, I just said really good breathless background pace to this one. This is a song, and I don't think I said this about anything else through the countdown, but to me, this really sounded almost more like a disco song than an 80s synth song. Um, really kind of basic lyrics again. This is what, like I said in my notes here, I feel like almost anybody could have actually written the words to this song. But because the song is so well crafted and because Bonnie Tyler like smashes her voice so hard in this, she makes you believe that maybe she's the only one who could produce those words correctly, and maybe she's right. So, classic song, I said on mine. Joe, anything from you?
No, I think you guys are ridiculous for this ending up above Total Eclipse of the Heart.
So for
Probably my
our
fault, and it's probably just because I like Short Circuit 2 a little bit more than Dance of the Vampires. That's really it, and I'm sorry about that.
for our audience's benefit, who doesn't have our massive spreadsheet in front of them, Justin ranked this one, and Joe did not rank it, and Joe ranked Total Eclipse of the Heart 4, and Justin did not rank it by the same artist. So maybe they both had a one artist, one song per artist rule. I don't know.
Well, Jim Steinman is the real winner.
There we go.
It makes me sad that Justin's not in this particular chat because I'm looking at whereas all my 1 through 10 were all in the bottom 20, his 1 through 10 are mostly in the top 20, like a lot
Hmm.
of them.
Yeah, he
So
does have a lot up here. Well, let's let Joe tell us all about number 16, Toto. Hold the line. Just kidding. It's Africa. Tell us about it, Joe.
I feel like Hudson's probably going to have more to say about this song than I do. This is another one for me where I felt like I had to rate it pretty high just because it feels like it is just one of the 80 songs. Um,
It is an 80s song.
I mean, I do really like the song. I like, I like the vocals, how kind of chill the vocals on the verses are, and then the chorus kind of builds up a little bit. I especially love the part where he tries to sneak an extra syllable in there so he can rhyme Serengeti. Um, I also like the conspiracy theory that this song is about someone who is becoming a werewolf,
Huh?
which, if you read the lyrics, at least to some extent, kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have like a deep personal connection to this song, but it's a song that I enjoy and I think it's fun. And it is, I think, one of the most 80s of the 80 songs.
I will echo most of that. And I believe in a previous episode, I talked about how my brother used to listen to AM radio throughout the night, and it'd just be easy listening after easy listening after easy listening. And I'm sure that's where I heard this song a ton. Um, it's I it's a staple. I watched a documentary recently on yacht rock, and they brought up this song, and I sort of see that. Yeah, it's a pretty good fit there. But one of the interesting things about this is there's of course the lyrical issue where people don't know the right word. Um, I guess everybody else thinks it's I miss the rain down in Africa. It's actually I bless the rain down in Africa, where I don't hear that run like
Yeah, I've
bless
never misheard
miss.
that.
No, I've misheard it my entire life and I still mishear it, but I hear I guess as in Guess.
What does
Like
that mean?
Like he's on
the funny
Jeopardy,
thing
or
is
you're
is,
just
is,
like, I guess the
no.
rain.
Yeah, my brain is made. I've been hearing it that way since
I
I've
mean,
been
I guess on the other hand,
four
what
or
does I
whatever.
bless the rains down in Africa mean
I don't
either?
know what that
Like,
means, but I
He's God.
and Cody wouldn't. I guess the rain's down in Africa. That's kind of what I always hear. I
Hmm.
guess the rain's down in Africa.
Oh,
That's where
I
the
see.
rain is. So that's where I should be is with the
that's where the
rain.
rain is.
That's what Africa's
So
known for.
I don't know. But I've listened to it and I still don't hear the friggin' B. I sometimes listen to that song on repeat, just trying to hear the word bless. I cannot hear
I
it. I
used to
hear
say miss all the
guess,
time.
but but the vowel is different. With guess and or guess and miss or guess. Fuck.
Bless.
The real question is, do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Is Did that make our Did that make our freaking
No.
list?
No.
I don't.
I know
I
it
don't
was
feel
on
like.
there.
I don't feel
And
like
I
Toto could have gotten away with writing a song about Africa these days.
probably not. I don't. Maybe I don't listen to the lyrics close enough on these things, but I've never really. It doesn't sound offensive to me.
I don't think it's offensive, but I think there is a bit of like kind of mysticism going on, like
Yeah, I suppose.
romanticizing it as,
Hmm.
this distant, faraway place.
Yeah.
That's bad, isn't it? Yeah. That's my 80ness coming out in me, not realizing that that's wrong.
I mean, it's still a jam.
Yeah, it.
Uh, I find it kind of interesting because they use some instruments in here that are not real typical that kind of give it a bit of like an African sound. I feel like uh, and I couldn't tell you what those instruments are, but there's definitely some percussion things going on there that are a little bit different and like some sort of wind instrument, like probably not a flute, but something like a flute, giving you kind of some different sounds that make it feel like it's kind of exotic. Um, but the vocals are just very pleasant throughout. And the combination of those two makes it a pretty good song. It was on my list initially, especially since it's featured heavily on the Vice City soundtrack.
Ah.
But
I actually I would like to correct you there. It is on your list. It is your 100 song 100.
that is
So
accurate.
it
Yes,
is
it
on
is
your
my
top
final
100,
song.
which makes
That's true.
this the first song in the entire countdown that we all ranked.
That is true. Yes.
And we won't get another one of those.
There's not many.
I think number 8 or number 8 is the next one that says.
Number 8.
All right, well, they crunch numbers in the background. I don't have a lot to add with this one, just to get really soothing sound. Some fun instruments that are used kind of sparingly in this one. I definitely think this is in the conversation of, I hesitate to use the word best, but at least most iconic 80s song. On my list, I probably knocked this one down actually a little bit, only because even though I've heard all of these songs a zillion times, I feel like I've heard this one somehow 2 zillion times, and it actually might have been a little overplayed for me, if that's even a possible thing for these 80s songs. That being said, if you want to hear a fantastic cover of this song, definitely check out the Weezer version and then skip that because it's not good. But I do want you to look at a band called Quiet Drive, who does just a little bit peppier of a rock version of this, which is kind of fun. So, all right, let us move on to number 15. Wham!
Wham!
Careless Whisper. Oh man. What can we say
Is it
about this
wham?
one?
Or is it technically George Michael?
Well,
It is both.
I think it's definitely both, I think.
It was released as both.
What the hell?
It was.
Um,
I just looked at this. It was originally on Wham's second album, but then also released as a single under George Michael.
That is correct. I had this one pretty high in mind, so I'll go first on this one. This is a rare instance, of course. We all know that beautiful saxophone hook here, where the song probably wouldn't really need words to be
More like
good.
saxophone.
Right? Oh my God, it's so good. But then you do get the singing here by George Michael. He's got a real strain of emotion at various times. It just kind of sounds like a believable tale that he's telling us here. Um, and this sounds like a song I put in my notes where it actually sounds like maybe the music was actually written to match the voice instead of the other way around, which I feel is kind of how they typically do these songs. They'll like write the music and then put the words to them. I almost feel like this one sounds the opposite of that. I don't know. There's a pain in his voice here, though, thinking about how this is all going to come out with the story he's telling us here, and just the question of how can a song sound so sexy and still so painful? And did I mention the sax? SAX, just to be
I
clear.
feel like so sexy but so painful was kind of the story of George Michael's life.
That's true.
Unfortunately.
Started one way and then.
Does Justin have anything on this one?
Nope.
All right. Well, I think I'm next then. Um, I'm going to echo everything Cody said. I mean, obviously the saxophone is iconic. Um, I love the vocals, the kind of just smooth melody, but I agree that there definitely feels like there's some agony hidden in there. Um, Alexis and I actually watched a documentary about Wham a year or two ago, and it was really interesting. I think my biggest takeaway was I always kind of enjoyed like several of George Michael's songs, but never really thought of him as like a serious artist. Like he was very poppy and very pretty and had the hair, and I feel like was kind of easy to like not take too seriously. But he actually wrote all of his songs, like all of his hit songs, every song, at least like all the ones that we know, he actually wrote himself, which is kind of an impressive thing, including this one. He co-wrote with Andrew Ridgeley, the other half of Wham.
Who?
Um, Wham,
No, the other guy. Who?
Andrew Ridgeley.
Who?
Well, honestly, watching the documentary about them, that feels like it was kind of the vibe the whole time. Like you almost feel bad for him because it's like so clear that George Michael was like born to be a star and like had all this talent, and then he's just kind of like, and I was his friend.
John Oates? What did you, what? Okay.
I mean, pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean, not dissimilar, honestly. But yeah, this is just a great song. A lot of emotion. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to it. I mean, you guys hit all the talking points that I had here. Um, yeah, it just the saxophone is perhaps the best saxophone that's ever been saxed in music. I don't. It's pretty damn good. But his vocals are very catchy as well. Like it is really good. So, yeah, just a really good song all around.
I'll say, okay, so like if I'd known what song that was, I probably would have voted for it.
God damn it.
But yeah. Okay, so you ever go to like a restaurant and they're like playing
No,
jazz music, jazz like piano covers of pop music in the background? Okay, I was at this Chinese buffet a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know, 3 years ago, it doesn't matter. And they were playing that song, jazz piano. And literally, I tried to figure out what the hell that song was. Could not do it. I could remember, God, no. That's the only lyric I could remember at all. And I tried finding it for that. So, yeah, no. It's Careless Whisper by the same guy who wrote Wake Me Up Before You Go Go.
It's true.
That's, oh, that's crazy.
he had
It's
range.
true. Okay.
There's range.
We'll keep moving here. Number 14, our final appearance by you two, with or without you. Justin has it high. Justin has no comments on this one. So we drop to Joe.
Did you guys know that I like you too? This is another one where honestly, if I did not have trying to put other 80 songs in there in my mind, this probably would have been in my top 10. Like this is definitely in my top 20, if not top 10 favorite songs of all time by any artist. It's I mean, speaking of songs that are kind of like sound low key but are filled with a little bit of anguish and agony, musically, I love this song. I don't know if I can think of another song where the bass is kind of like the main instrument to the extent that it is here, with the exception of maybe Big Bottom by Spinal Tap. Um, but as far as like a serious song goes, I mean, the bass riff is like super simple, but it is really what drives this song. Um, and there's, some like guitar work and some synthy stuff, but it's all pretty low key. But just, I mean, it's the lyrics and it's Bono's vocal delivery that just makes this song what it is to me. It's just, I am a sad bastard. I have spent much of my life longing and being sad over people, and I feel like this song just captures that feeling perfectly. Um, I mean, even like the lyrics are even pretty sparse, but I feel like they just really they capture that sense of longing in a way that I think very few other songs ever have. Um, so yeah, I think this is an amazing song.
Kind of a lot to add on my end. I will say I kind of have always really thought of this as like only a remorseful song, I will say, in my head, but just kind of parsing through lyrics again prior to our podcast, just to kind of think about it as more of a like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, you can leave, you're unhappy, but if you stay, you're unhappy. I mean, it's right there in the title, but it never really, I think, hit me that way in so many ways before. Beautiful tragedy. I think we've maybe each had somebody like that in our lives once upon a time. Just couldn't manage to make it all work one way or the other way, but definitely one of the better U2 songs and definitely one of the more iconic 80s songs. Be curious to hear what Justin has on this one, but nothing here tonight.
Uh, yeah, I mean, this is a great song. The vocals are great. I think the delivery of them is really good as well. And one of the coolest parts of this is like because like Joe said, it's mostly bass, like a bass beat through, and then like later in the song, he like comes in with like the guitar, and it's got he's always got a really cool kind of tuning the sound of the guitar, but this song seems like it's like it really like hits that note just perfectly just to fit the song. Um, and yeah, it's a really good song overall.
Apparently, this was ranked at 131 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
Okay. Matt, anything from you on this one? No?
Not really. I'm listening to it right now.
Fair enough.
It's nice.
Had you heard it before?
I was going to say, have you ever heard this before?
I don't honestly know.
Oh my God. Have you lived in a cave your
Oh
entire
no, wait,
life?
the chorus sounds familiar to me a little bit.
Okay, moving right along. Let's get into 13. The recently departed Ozzy Osbourne here with Crazy Train. And of course, Brett's got this the highest. Brett, here's your chance. Let it all out, buddy.
No.
uh, well, I'm not gonna go quite that far. But yeah, Ozzy, I mean, for a long time, Ozzy was an artist I just like in my teens just kind of latched onto, and I couldn't even tell you precisely why, but I was just like, this feels right, and like has been among, if not my top artist since like 30 years. So yeah, seeing him go was hard, but this song is probably my favorite of his solo career, and so I jacked it all the way up here at number one on my list. But it's just really cool overall. Like Ozzy's always been one who like wasn't afraid to put like kind of like oddities in his music. Like the song starts out with him screaming "all aboard," and then like there's just some weird instrumental things going on in that little intro. But the guitar riff in this is just incredible. And later on it's got like a really really cool solo that's just great as well. And one of the things that this was actually just a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was listening to the song, and it like I felt I've listened to the lyrics obviously like many times, but it felt like they really like kind of hit home. Again, there's like I don't think he gets quite as much recognition for his lyricism, because he was kind of an oddball, and someone who like not always was taken seriously, I don't think. But the message in the song is really good and it feels very timely. So so there's that as well.
I don't have much to add on my side. You got it. Just the intro, I think, is one of the best, definitely of the 80s at least, one of the best intros for a song. And probably one, if we ever did a countdown of best intros for songs, period, it would have to be up there as well. Um, yeah, I guess it's the bass I'm thinking of in this one too. Just kind of keeps the pace almost like you're kind of chugging down a track
Mm.
with the train. A lot of energy, just iconic, great song.
Yeah, I mean, I Ozzy was also one of my favorite artists. There was a period of my life where I was kind of just listening to Ozzy and Black Sabbath nonstop for a few years. I know, Brett, you said like you kind of don't really know what it was about that drew you to them, but like I feel like this song almost kind of exemplifies it. Like Ozzy weirdly often was kind of discussing mental health issues without, without like necessarily, I think, having the vocabulary or like that really being a thing. But, like this song has the line like mental wounds not healing. Like, and I mean, even going back to Black Sabbath, I think they often dealt with like, Ozzy was seen as like an odd character, but like obviously he had a lot of demons he was battling. And I think he explored that often like through his lyrics, which again, I agree with. He has kind of maybe never received the appreciation he should have for his
Yeah.
songwriting.
Like a lot of things came out indirectly.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm going to get emotional now. God damn it. I don't think I have processed his passing yet. Like it's one of those things that I knew was going to hit me eventually. Um, but yeah, I mean, when he died, I was kind of half jokingly telling Alexis that I think it's kind of a stereotype that a lot of nerds get into heavy metal. And I think that there is truth to that. And I think it's partly because artists like Ozzy kind of make you feel seen, but also the music itself like feels so powerful that it kind of like makes you feel strong and powerful. When maybe the world does not make you feel that way. Um, but yeah, anyway, I mean, this song is incredible. As you guys have kind of mentioned, the guitar riff is like phenomenal, iconic, one of the greatest guitar riffs in the history of rock. I mean, Randy Rhoads, who was Ozzy's guitarist for much too short a period of time, unfortunately, did some incredible work. Brett, you were talking about like the guitar solo. I mean, I can hear that solo. Like it just lives in my brain. Like, I even though I love guitar, I think there are not a huge number of guitar solos that I feel like I would be able to kind of like sing along with. Like I just know them that well. And this is one of those for me. So I think it is, I mean, maybe the greatest metal song of the 80s. Definitely very high up there. And I mean, again, it would definitely be somewhere, at least in my top 100, probably songs of all time. It's a good one.
Matt, anything
So
on your end?
yeah, well, actually, kind of yeah. Remember that Joe just said a lot of nerds get into heavy metal, and see, it was weird to me because the opposite was the case. Like the people who
You're
were
a heavy
mean to
metal guy that
me.
got into nerds?
No,
Oh,
no. I kind of avoided heavy metal and because the people who were mean to me listened to that. It came in with their Metallica shirts or whatever, and then I don't know, smack me on the back of the head or whatever. I equated them with a lifestyle, and that was against me, so I didn't listen to this stuff. But as I was going through these songs, I got to that one, and I was like, "Oh, that's the name of that song." I know I heard it like, I think it again. I like even I remember I heard it several times.
Matt
Coney,
prefers the Pat Boone cover.
no. No, it was that version I hear because I know that opening with the whatever. So, but yeah, no, it was. I probably would really like a lot of that music now if I go back and listen to it. But you'll notice the heavy metal stuff from that era. I didn't vote for any of it because I didn't really listen to any of it. I didn't really listen to Guns N' Roses. I didn't listen to Ozzy. But after re-listening to that song, I think that I should go back and listen to some of that stuff.
Well, we have talked about doing an upcoming Ozzy Black Sabbath favorite songs podcast, so
I don't think I can
guys,
verse myself in it that much
check into
to have
it.
anything intelligible to say.
I think I've only listened to one of either of their studio albums, start to finish.
Wow.
So I usually just stick to Ozzy's greatest hits album. That's what I usually go with. So, all right, let's go on to number 12. He claims to be Latvia's favorite podcast host, but he didn't rate the band Europe for this one. This is the final countdown.
This is another of my regrets.
Okay. I guess I had this at number 3 apparently, so I guess this is my high on this one.
Jesus.
Yeah. So this is probably a smidge of recency bias in this one as well, where like the I'll tell you why in a second, but the first minute 26 in this one kind of gets you hyped up getting into the actual song. I don't think the actual verses are all that memorable. But when you have just like the saxophone, when you have the that part, you're like, oh yeah, this is freaking awesome. But I think I may have shared sometime this year, I don't remember which month it was, but they were doing a wrestling pay-per-view and they were wrestling around the arena while this song was playing on loop throughout the arena. And I was like, this is one of the coolest things I have seen, just watching people beat each other up while this song's on loop. But super good. I mean, this song's applicable to so many things. You just want to break it down to that actual kind of literal meaning with countdowns happening. Didn't know until I was researching. Apparently, it's about an alien invasion. Who knew? This could be a topical song still if that interstellar object coming this way is actually a real alien spaceship. So we'll see.
Yeah, this has been one of my favorite songs for quite a long time. I mentioned earlier that like the saxophone in Careless Whisper is like perhaps the greatest saxophone of all time. Like this synth riff is like maybe one of the greatest synth riffs of all time. What's crazy about it is like it actually sounds like horns. It's like synth horns. I'm not sure how they pulled that off, but it sounds more like horns rather than a keyboard. But yeah, I just the music throughout is so cool, and it's not just that though. So the chorus vocals are, they're really simple, but they're just great.
Yeah, good call.
Like they're not doing anything dynamic there, but like his voice is just perfect for what he's doing. And it's just it feels epic. The entire song feels epic.
Other comments, Yene? Moving on.
Yeah, I didn't rank this one. It's a great song, but I have
It
a
is
coworker
a great
that
song.
for the last month of school blares this every day and
Oh,
then changes the countdown to the next day.
Yeah.
that's
It's
a
a
This
lot.
lot of
is,
it's a lot of Europe
I
for
mean,
one
as I
man
said,
band.
this is one of my regrets. This is one of the 80 songs that you have to consider when you're talking about 80 songs.
Yeah.
I used to actually, at one of my jobs, sing this every day when it was like getting to be the end of our shift, to the point that like my coworkers would just like expect it of me. And actually, if you guys remember the house I used to have in Marquette, the staircase in that house, my brother and I built over the span of about 10 hours while listening to nothing but the Europe Greatest Hit CD on repeat.
Wow.
So I do have an attachment to the song. Also, Europe has some other great songs too.
Okay. Let's check out our last song for this batch, number 11, before we get to our top 10. Never heard of these guys? Queen and David Bowie. This is called Under Pressure. I'm not sure how to say that word. I think it's French. Pressure, Under Pressure. There we go. Joe, you got this the highest.
I sure do. This is just a fantastic song. Queen and David Bowie are each amongst my favorite artists. And I feel like when two great artists come together, there is always the potential for disaster, or there is the potential for something amazing to happen. And I think the latter was the case with this song. Obviously, the music is very well known, especially to Vanilla Ice fans. Um,
Yeah, because they stole it from him.
I think what's interesting to me about this song is that Freddie Mercury is, I keep talking about greatest vocalist of all time, but I feel like he would have to be on like the Mount Rushmore of rock vocalists. Um, and David Bowie is an artist I love, but I would not say that his voice was ever nearly as strong as Freddie Mercury's. But I feel like their interplay in this song just works. Like the parts that David Bowie sings are different than like the parts that Freddie Mercury is singing, but they feel like they're of a piece. And it just fits together in a way that it didn't have to. But I also like weirdly, apparently this song just kind of came together. Like they didn't really even write anything. They just decided they wanted to record a song together and just kind of like threw it together in a studio. But I like some of the lyrics, especially with the David Bowie parts. There's lines like, it's the terror of knowing what this world is about, watching some good friends scream, let me out. Like it just captures this weird existential dread. But then there's also some hope and optimism in it as well, with talking about love and how we have to like look after other people. Um, but I think all the different parts kind of, it's like lightning in a bottle. All these disparate pieces somehow came together to form like a perfect song when it could have been a disaster.
Yeah, I also really appreciate just the dual vocals here and how they are different, but they fit together well. Um, I also like enjoy how there's like there's parts where they're basically like scatting. Parts of they're
Get
pretty
at it.
enjoyable. Yeah. Um, and you know, you're talking about like the lyrics and the message in this song is really really pretty awesome. I they have like more of the world would embrace this song, and perhaps the world wouldn't be so on the edge of falling apart. Uh, but yeah, I've really loved this for a long time. I feel like the bridge is like really special. Maybe one of David Bowie's greatest moments in music. And like there aren't many songs on this entire 100 song list that like get me emotional, but this one does. Like it's definitely up there. So yeah, I mean it's in my top 10 here on this list.
Matt, anything from you on this one?
I was just I saw it in a trailer or a commercial recently, and I was trying to remember what that was. Spent this whole time trying to think of that.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
It's one of those songs that barely says the title, so that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, my side, not much here. Not one of my favorite songs. It's fine, I guess. Now, that being said, if you listen to the cover version by The Used and My Chemical Romance, two of my top 50 bands of all time, not lying about that, that song also doesn't do anything for me. So I think it's the song, actually, not the singers, perhaps, in this case. So there we go. All right.
Well, we're halfway there.
Let's get to our top 10, people. We're going to start this off with Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, which Joe and I tied for.
Woo!
Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, this is the Bon Jovi song to me. Bon Jovi, one of the great, hair metal bands, hard rock, long hair bands of the 80s. I don't know if I want to say metal, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, and I just feel like you cannot talk about a list of 80 songs without talking about Living on a Prayer. I mean, it's got everything. It's got blue collar workers and love and talk box.
Tommies.
It's got Tommies and awesome guitar riffs and yeah, I don't know. This is just my brother one time said that he has a theory that at some point in everybody's life they have a dream where they're on stage singing the song Living on a Prayer. And I don't know if that's true, but it makes a weird kind of sense if you think about it. Um, yeah, I mean, again, this is a song that I don't have like a strong personal connection to, but it's just a good song. It's fun. This is a song that I feel like if you put it on at like a gathering or if they play it at a sports game or something, like everybody's going to start singing along and get kind of fired up for it. It's like I said, Bon Jovi is quintessential 80s, and this is the Bon Jovi song to me. So
I agree with Joe's points. This is just my notes with Joe said here. Drums, talk box, two small-time people with love, struggling in America. Just a slow build intro. That's about all I have. Same as Joe. It's probably the most we've ever agreed on anything. There it is.
it's true. That might actually be true.
Um, yeah, I don't know that I have much to add.
Nobody does. It's just Bon Jovi.
It's a great song all around. The vocals in the chorus especially are so good. Like I think you could just like play this at almost any kind of event and it would work just about.
Bar mitzvah.
A few exceptions here, but
Can you imagine just the power of being John Bon Jovi at a concert and being able to be like, "Whoa, we're halfway there," and then having just tens of thousands of people like sing the next part? That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah. But I mean, just I don't think there's like a down part of the song. Like the whole thing is really good. It's just it like I say, it's very easy to sing with, and it's got I do enjoy the fact that it's like a storytelling song. It's not just vague lyrics. So great.
Man, anything over there?
He's never heard this song.
No. This one
Who is Giovanni Bon Jovi?
no, this one I know. I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to say on it. It's a good song. It's on my playlist.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there were 100 songs that were on my playlist a little bit more.
That's fair. This is a tough choices we're making here. All right, let's go to number 9. Our top entry here by AC/DC. You Shook Me All Night Long. Brett had the highest.
I said it on probably like 2 of the other songs, the AC/DC songs we have on this list, that like AC/DC when they're really good, they're like really freaking good, and this song is really freaking good. That the whole Back in Black album is just phenomenal, and I like this song kind of fits a similar space to what Living on Prayer fits into, is that you could play it like anywhere and anybody's gonna like enjoy it. Like it would be hard to find someone I think that doesn't enjoy this song.
Abstinence class. You shook me up.
Lyrics aside, it's just so dang good all the way through it. I don't have anything else much more to say about that.
Well, you know who does? Justin Henry. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no! I'm gonna go make dinner while
Justin
while you read
says,
this.
Living on a Prayer and You Shook Me All Night Long. I have the same thing to say about both of these. Really high energy songs with great beats, and it's hard to not like them. Special shout out to Living on a Prayer for the screenwriters turning the opening lyrics into a speech in FDR American Badass. I don't have a ton on this one either. The intro guitar, as always with AC/DC, sometimes more than others, but is amazing, just like a lot of their intros are. Very iconic, yeah, especially just a song anybody can have some fun with here. Apparently, this was we talked about in the prior episode. Black and Black was like the eulogy basically for Bon Scott when Brian Johnson came on, and apparently this is the first song they wrote. The Young Brothers went up and said we have this kind of like music and we don't have words to it yet, and Brian Johnson wanted to prove himself to the band and supposedly wrote the song the first night they gave it to him to prove himself to the band. So whether that's true or a rock song, don't know, but there we go. Anybody else on this one?
I had to. No, I know the song. This one I know. But I'd swear on my life that I wouldn't know what AC/DC song it was until someone opened their mouth. And specifically, I remember thinking that this song and Money Talks is like damn near identical to my ear. So I listened to them both earlier today, and I realized that I am being very, very general. But then the same chords.
You're not entirely wrong.
But I mean, You Shook Me All Night Long has a longer, like slower opening, and then when it kicks in, it sounds similar, but like yeah, they're not as similar as I thought they were. But I see where I was coming from. That's how I'll put it.
Can't hold that against you.
I love this song. I love the album. I do regret the fact that I apparently voted for this, but did not vote for Back in Black because I definitely would rate Back in Black higher than this song.
You're terrible human being. All right, let's go on to number 8. Simple Minds with their only appearance here. Don't You Forget About Me. Justin had this one the highest, and let's cue up our virtual Justin here. Justin says this song hits a certain soft spot for me, something it has in common with a lot of the higher rated songs on my list. It's about unrequited love and memories of something that two people once had but fell apart for one reason or another. Things might not have ended badly, but they still ended, and deep down there's always that bittersweet ache over what might have been, mingled with the false hope that just maybe at some point things could start over again. It's melancholy, painful, yet comforting, what a certain old professor of ours would have referred to as jouissance, or gleaning some joy from the pain of knowing you'll never experience the joy you once had. See, I did pay attention to something in your unbelievably pretentious class, Professor Braun.
God, I hate that man.
Watch those. We have like 6 listeners.
You can cut that if you want. I'm sorry.
No, it's there forever now. Let's see. Past Justin. Oh, I guess I had this next. Yeah, this is a weird one to me. I put in my notes, this is just kind of really one of the more hard songs to classify in our top 100. It's like simultaneously wistful and upbeat and downtrodden. And it is a song that definitely, we talked about how like some of the Transformer songs and other things like were only really known from the property they were written for, this case, The Breakfast Club, but this song definitely has jumped outside The Breakfast Club to become a hit of its own. But if you look through the lyrics, I mean, it basically tells the movie The Breakfast Club in 3 minutes instead of 90 minutes. So it's a great song. It's just a really hard one for me to classify and say too much about why. And we had all 5 of us rank this one. Joe, what do you got on this one?
I don't really have a whole lot to add. I mean, this is just another one of those songs that is one of the 80s songs. I mean, as you just said, it's kind of inseparable from The Breakfast Club. And I think maybe because of that movie, it is just like inextricably tied to the 80s in my brain. It's a good song. I really like it. But I think I rated it as highly as I did, mostly because of that connection.
Yeah, for me, this is 100% boosted by the movie. I feel like it was used very well in the movie. Just the timing of it and just the weight it kind of carries. But it's a good song all on its own. But like definitely as high on this list for me because it was in Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club.
Matt, you did rank this one.
Yeah, I did. I always think that it's not this band. Did this band ever do anything else? I don't know them
Nothing
from.
major, I don't
Probably
think.
not.
They had some tiny ones, I think. Not much, not really though.
Okay, nothing. I always think it's Human League or the Pet Shop Boys or one of those synth bands of the time. I always think it's them. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about all
All
I
right.
got on it.
Let's go on to number 7. It's our final of 3 appearances here by Guns N' Roses. Welcome
Do
to
you
the
know who you are?
jungle.
We'll be
Do
right
you know who
back.
you
I won't
are?
have much to say on this one, so
All right, Joe's got this the highest.
Man, this is one of the greatest rock songs of all time. Like, here's the thing about this song is imagine this being the opening track on your debut album.
That's a great.
Like, holy shit. Like what an introduction to the world. I mean, I definitely have to take that into consideration when thinking about this song, but it is also an amazing song in its own right. But just the way it starts with kind of like more faded down guitar riff, and then it builds the guitar riff, and then Axel's just like primeval scream, and like which he says, I don't even know. I mean, it's not shocking that his vocal cords are like super shot now, but like even back then, I don't know how he did that. Like, dear God. Um, and then you get, the main guitar riff kicks in and the other instruments. Sha! Like, I fucking love this song. I don't even know how to put it into words, but I mean, I think this song kind of encapsulates everything that Guns N' Roses did well. Slash's guitar, Axl's vocals, the songwriting with that kind of like there's kind of a slight ominous feeling in the beginning with that scream, which I think when we did the Guns N' Roses episode, we talked about how Axl often had this weird like dangerous, foreboding vibe about him, and you get that right from the start with this song. Um, it is just a great rock song. I cannot think of a better way to kick off a debut album. Like, just what an achievement.
Yeah, this song is just incredible, start to finish. Like every second of it is amazing. But it's also like very just dynamic. There's like lots of things going on. I kind of like you were saying, Joe. Like there's like all the things that they do well are showcased here. And you just get some questionable moaning. But there's like if you listen to like really kind of listen to what's going on, like even during the lyrics, like most songs, like the guitar work during the verses is just kind of like something to keep the music going along. But like if you listen to this, like Slash is doing some crazy shit, like in the background, just going crazy. But it's like kind of understated because Axl's doing his thing. Um, but yeah, it's just like I say, every second of the song is great.
Absolutely. Let's see what I put on this one. Amazing, iconic introduction. Yeah, so to me, the difference between whether you want to hear this song or Sweet Child of Mine really just depends kind of what mood you're in a little bit more for one versus the other. They're both fantastic. You can't pick a wrong one there. Just if you want a little slower, more melodic version, or just this one, which punches you in the balls and takes your girl from you as soon as it hits. So there's that as well. I had a memory, and I had to fact check this on YouTube earlier, but Scott Steiner, the wrestler, came out to this song in, I don't know if it was the late 80s, I guess, obviously. Then this was his theme music to Come to the Ring. Funny follow-up to that, I recently was listening to a podcast with Tony Schiavone, maybe like 3 weeks ago or whatnot. And apparently WCW NWA used all of this licensed music. And then like the Turner people from TBS went to a show and they're like, why are you playing that song? And they were like, because that's his like theme music for whoever it was. And they're like, we don't have the rights to any of that shit. And that was the day all of their real songs cut out. I never knew that because there was like Def Leppard and Guns N' Roses, and like I didn't know that was the reason it all quit. So kind of crazy, but that is me on this one. But you don't have to take it from me. Here's Justin. Justin says, Welcome to the Jungle is an interesting one. It's about the fears gripping the 80s regarding drugs and violence in the inner cities, but it's a send up of all that, a tongue in cheek message to the pearl clutching parents and politicians of the time. Oh, yeah, the city is a non stop orgy of sex and death where you can't walk a block without someone offering you drugs. You definitely don't want to come here. It's sarcasm, it's a joke, it's saying flat out just how little the stuffy folks in Washington and on the local PTA actually understood about city life. Great song. Matt, had you heard this one before?
Yes, I
Oh,
have. Yeah. Yeah. Guns N' Roses. I'm not gonna have. Like I said, I put Guns N' Roses in that category of people who made fun of me or were mean to me.
directly themselves?
No, but
Oh,
there was that image in my brain to the
okay.
point I rejected this kind of music so much as a kid that I remember like the movie Terminator 2 came out and it very prominently featured Guns N' Roses music. And I was torn. I really liked that movie and I'm like, how could that movie use that music?
You just had
Like
to beat yourself up.
I did. I did. So I've come to learn to appreciate GNR, by the way.
Oh, nice. Very nice. All right, let's go on to number 6. This is Eurythmics. Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Apparently, I ended up with the high on this one, but I'm telling you, looking at the numbers here, this is maybe yeah, probably our most consistently ranked song.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's pretty crazy. We all ended in a 4, 24, 34, 44, 54, and a 41 on there for Brett, so it's pretty close. Good enough to get 6th place overall. This is where my notes end, so I'm just chatting at this point, but it's one of those ones that's another really iconic 80s song. I feel like I probably still don't appreciate Annie Lennox as much as I probably should have for all the songs she put out in her career. But this is just a cool one. It's got to rock pretty hard from the 80s if this is the one Marilyn Manson's going to go with to be like his cover to get going with the mainstream stuff here. So it's great. It's a fun song for me. Another of those, in the conversation. Maybe not the top 80 songs, but right up there for iconic 80 songs, plus a really good song on top of that equals pretty high on my list. So close on here. Who we got? Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to kind of echo the last thing you said there. This is kind of the ultimate intersection of, essential 80s song and like actual good song that I would want to listen to at any time. Um, I mean, the music on this song is really interesting. It's like all electronic, but it's like very, I don't know, it's like this repetitive synthesizer thing, but it's like also really cool and I love how it sounds. And then I know you said that you don't really feel like you have given Annie Lennox the respect
Once
that maybe
over.
she deserves.
Oh, yes.
But I think her voice is fantastic on this song. I mean, I think she throughout the 80s, I think had, both with Eurythmics and as a solo artist, had a string of pretty great songs.
The George
She,
Michael formula, we call that.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Dave Stewart, I think, probably had more to do with Eurythmics than Andrew Ridgely had to do with Wham. But
Okay, fair.
if you're out there, Andrew Ridgely, I love you and respect you. Um, yeah, I think she has a great voice. This is a great song. There are some interesting lyrics that may or may not be about S&M. Apparently, she has said that they're not, but take it how you will. But yeah, just an enjoyable song.
Yeah, when I was listening to this earlier, it kind of occurred to me that like like the music is like has this like very bassy, it was all synth, but it's all a very bassy sound to it. But it also has kind of a rhythm that makes it feel like it might be like a rock song almost, right on the edge of being a rock song. But the way that the vocals are done, like obviously it's like very much not that. It's like more like this kind of haunting. I'm not even sure what else you would call it. Like it's kind of unique. But I think part of what makes it so fun is because those two kind of clash a little bit. And it also is interesting. There's only 9 unique lines in the entire song. And then it just
Wow.
like repeats variations of those lines throughout to make it like a 3.5 minute song. Which like I don't think like I've never thought of it as being a repetitive song, but it very much is. Like there's only a few lines of actual lyrics here. But yeah, a great song all around.
Did anybody else, like, for the entirety of their life, think that they were saying "sweet dreams are made of these"?
Yeah,
It's
because
TH.
that's what she's saying. That's one thing that drives me crazy about this song.
Yeah, they should just say that because that's what she's saying. That's what would rhyme.
Like I was just listening to it now, and she's like, she adds extra syllables to this, so it's like the is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
that's the only way to get it to rhyme with disagree.
Yeah,
But these rhymes with disagrees.
it's true.
All right, Justin says, Sweet Dreams takes a softer, more mellow approach to the same sort of message that Welcome to the Jungle had. It's not ooga booga, the city's gonna get you, but more about how there's a lot of different people out there with a lot of different tastes. Some of those tastes might seem weird to cloistered suburbanites, but that doesn't make them bad. And if you've never stopped to consider the options, that might sound strange, but you might be missing out on something you'd actually enjoy. The Eurythmics were all about challenging stereotypes. Just look at the statement Annie Lennox made with how she dressed, and this song seems entirely on brand for them. Any other thoughts here on this one? Okay. Typically I do this at the end of the episode, but I'm going to give you the recap of 20 down to 6 before we reveal our top 5 80s songs here. So just real quick, 20 was Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. 19, Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. 18, Don Henley, The Boys of Summer. 17, Bonnie Tyler, Holding Out for Hero. 16, Toto with Africa. 15, Wham, Careless Whisper. 14, U2, With or Without You. 13, Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train. 12, Europe, The Final Countdown. 11, Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure. 10, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. 9, AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, Not Back in Black. And 8, Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. 7, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. And 6, Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Or these, perhaps. Top 5 songs. Here we go. We will kick it over to Justin for our introduction here for number 5. Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. Time After Time is a song I love, both on its own merits, but also because it shows that for all the goofy crap Cyndi Lauper did with the WWE and all that, her songs could be deeply heartfelt and moving. This one's about two people who, over time, just fall out of sync with one another. An attempt to course correct just ends up making things worse until nothing about the relationship lines up anymore. The drum beats out of time as she sings, but somewhere deep down there's still a connection, and if they can somehow just see that, then each one is still there for each other. It's a heartbreaking portrayal of how sometimes people just drift apart despite the best of intentions and maybe even for no obvious reason, time after time. Seems like he has a lot of songs about regrets from his past here. Just putting that up. Okay. Time after time. Who else is this one up high? Oh, I guess I do. What can I add? Beautiful song. Cyndi Lauper is really a favorite artist of mine of the 80s. She was just so wacky and different. She was even like somehow more shrill and more colorful and more wacky in a decade where people were mostly defined by those words. So that's kind of impressive. on her part. But beautiful song. It's just the kind of background beat that goes through it, and then lyrically as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah, I don't know like a lot of her songs, so I couldn't tell you like how many of them are like this, where it's like softer, more heartfelt. But like it feels like most of her songs were something very different. So it feels like this song kind of stands out in part for that reason. But I say it's a very beautiful song. Um I it there's parts where she kind of like almost plays off of her own vocals, like kind of changes up the styling, like sings one way and then like the next line is like a completely different style. I feel like that plays really well, and you do have like it's like a male backup singer along with her that I think fits everything really well. Um, and it is like it's a very moving song. This is another like I said, there's only a few songs on this list that like make me emotional, and this is one of those. So.
Mm. I thought maybe True Colors I thought of right away by her might be another one that's kind of this vein, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know much more this style. Hudson, you got this one pretty high.
I was I was going to make the reference to True Colors, but you just beat me
Nope,
to
sorry.
it. Oh, that's fine. I was just gonna say it has a similar feel, and I like that song a lot too. But for some reason, this one it's that nostalgia itch or something. I don't know. It just something about the mood and the feeling of it is just very serene.
Joe, any reason just didn't make your cut?
I mean, it's a great song. It's just not
There were at least 100
there.
songs
There are
that
at
are
least
greater.
100 other songs that I felt I had to vote for, apparently. Um, but yeah, I will say, I mean, as you guys said, it is a great song. It's a touching song. Not necessarily what people would have expected from Cyndi Lauper based on some of her other work. And I always appreciate when someone actually writes their own songs, and she did write this song, which makes it even more impressive to me.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, there are just a lot of other good songs.
Okay. Let's go up to our number 4 song for the countdown here. Journey, back again. They are going to tell us to Don't Stop Believing here at number 4. Joe and I have this one at the highest. Do you want to go first, Joe?
Why don't you go first?
I hate this song. All right. No, I mean, this is just, I don't have any notes like I said for the rest of the way up here, but this is just, I don't know how they would ever poll this, but if they could poll songs that the highest number of people know the words to, I wonder if this would be somewhere near the top. It just feels like everybody seems to know all the words to this song. And this is another one, like I think we referenced with Bon Jovi and AC/DC here, where like just put it on someplace and everybody will sing the whole song or darn near the whole song with what comes, lyrically after everything else that's going on here. Plus, everybody likes the, small town and get a reference from Detroit in there. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. Everybody loves this song. Who doesn't love this song? Even even the most cynical Journey fans who probably say it's overplayed probably like this song. So
Well, they're wrong.
bastards.
Well,
Uh, I mean, I do love this song. I actually have like a couple specific connections to this song from different points in my life. When I was in college for a while, lived in a house with a couple of my best friends, and Journey was weirdly in high rotation amongst that friend group. It's actually how I met Heinzel also, because we all worked at the washing dishes at the University Center kitchen. And we would often play Journey while we were doing that and sing along to all the songs. So, um, kind of have relate this song to that, but then also, Cody, since you pointed out the Detroit reference, the Detroit Red Wings always play this song after they win a game. So, it's always a good time to be a Red Wings fan when you start hearing those opening piano notes of this song playing in the arena. But also, as a song by itself, it is quite good. I love how it starts with that piano, and then, you get Steve Perry's voice, who you'll be shocked to know I also think is one of the greatest rock vocalists of all time. Um, and then you kind of like slowly get like there's like a hint of guitar, but then the guitar kind of like adds in a little bit later on. I don't know, like you kind of said, Cody, it similarly to Living on a Prayer, it kind of has everything.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I've enjoyed Journey myself for a long time. They were like one of the bands that I recognized early, had like a lot of really good songs. And I would say like this is probably not, like, this song isn't their best vocally, or it's not their best like musically either, but it does like a certain, there's something to it that makes it just great. Um, and I also had ranked very highly. It's just a great all around song, and I was kind of having some fun with this final top 20, like applying best of categories to things. So I said this may be the best story song of all time.
Mhm. Or Tommy working on the docks.
Now
Union's been on
it's gonna
strike. Yeah, it's tough.
I have a short list not even a short list of songs in my head, but I call them songs that you can't actually dislike. Like, you actually have to be trying. You have to be going out of your way to say you dislike it, or you want to hate the band, so you hate that song, or but like literally, like there's absolutely no, like, I can't think of any. And I didn't even rank this song because I knew it'd get up there anyway, but like it's an impossible song to dislike unless you want to be like a contrarian person.
Do you want to stop believing? I mean, come on.
It's the argument I get whenever someone professes to hate the Beatles. I'm like, yeah, you might hate the Beatles, but like, really, can you hate Penny Lane? There's no, you cannot hate that song.
I
You
bet
cannot
Cody
listen to that
can.
song and think, hey, I know that's not what we're talking about, but I think of that in the same way I think of Don't Stop
That's
Believing.
also like probably pretty near my list of Beatles songs. Near the bottom of my list of Beatles songs, I should say.
Well, yeah, but you can't hate that song.
At
It's
least that one
impossible to
doesn't
hate.
say one and one and one is three, the greatest lyric of all time. Fucking ridiculous.
Is that better or worse than you two saying uno, dos, tres, catorce?
Worse. There's no artistic liberties there. That's just counting.
I've stopped
Um,
believing at this point.
Matt, would you say this would have made your top 50 had you ranked it?
No?
Okay, good, because I would have thrown off the end here. So, whew, good thing. All right, let's go on to the big three. Here we go. So, Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time, Journey, Don't Stop Believin'. Number three, Michael Jackson, Thriller. Here to tell us all about it, self-professed Michael Jackson fan, Brett.
uh I said earlier about Michael Jackson, I think he doesn't get enough credit for like being a rock artist. And while this song does have a lot of more like synthy poppy sounds, still I feel like it's definitely has a lot of rock sound to it. But what I love about this song is it's just like there's like so few like spooky sounding songs that like are also legitimately great songs. You have like the crazy like Monster Mash songs that are like just weird, but like this is a really really great song, and but it's also like has that extra edge to it. um and it's just like I feel like the music is just really catchy. It just kind of pulls you along. Um and it's cool. Like he does a lot of cool things vocally, where he's like holding certain notes and then like delivering the next line like quickly to like kind of give you that like a different sound to it. I feel like it plays really well. And this one has perhaps the what I would say is the best breakdown in all of music history, where you get Vincent Price and his whatever you want to call it monologue, and it's so iconic and so awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Justin says Thriller's a good time. I mean, how many songs again feature narration by Vincent freaking Price? This one just screams Halloween to me, and since that's my favorite holiday, it makes it even harder to not like Thriller. Plus, I find it hilarious that Michael Jackson had to put up a disclaimer in the music video saying that the song is in no way an endorsement of the occult. All right, let's see. Joe, you got this next.
I mean, I don't really have much to add. It's a good song. I definitely did not rate it the highest of the Michael Jackson songs I rated. I think, I mean, the video is amazing. The Vincent Price of it all is amazing. It's obviously a Halloween time classic, but um, and I mean, it is an enjoyable song. It's got, that groovy bass line. But as far as the song that I would want to listen to any time of the year, I don't know if I would really put it at number three.
Fair. I can't say that it's fair to separate a music video from a song for ranking sake, since we got something else coming up here that's probably going to make me sound stupid for us. So I definitely get that. I do question, like, without the music video, how well this one would be ranked or received, I guess, in general. But it's just iconic. I mean, it had its own dance. Like, I don't know if we've mentioned that yet. Like, there's the Thriller dance that some people know how to do, but it's, yeah, Vincent Price, it's Halloween, and this was like also that I recall at least one of the first like long form music videos too, that there was like a 7 minute cut with like only singing in like 3 minutes of it, and the rest was them like walking around and the actual plot of the music video taking place as well. So this was like a cultural phenomenon that we didn't see again until Michael Jackson released Childhood, the Free Willy 2 theme, many, many years later. But Hudson, this is only our fourth song we all ranked. What do you got here, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, Being the timid child I was, I remember kind of being scared of this song when it first came out, you know. But I don't know if I remember if I ranked any other Michael Jackson stuff, but this is probably my favorite song of his, actually. Actually, no, it's not. That's Human Nature, which I was sad did not make the top 100.
That is a great song.
Yeah. But after that, Thriller.
And Van Halen? No, different song. That's humans being, I'm joking. All right, let's move on. Any other comments on this one? Did we get everybody? I think we did. Also, isn't there like zombies all through the video? Is that what those are?
Yes.
And then he
Yeah.
turns into a werewolf?
Correct.
Pick a genre. What are we doing here?
That definitely scared me when I was a kid.
I could see it.
Not
There's
for
some
the
good-
reason, not for the reasons Michael Jackson should have scared me when I was a kid.
All right. Number 2, people. Wow. I think we're going to have some stories with this one. Probably more so than any of the other one here, the last two. But it's Survivor's Eye of the Tiger coming in at number 2. I would have to think for most 80s lists, this is probably a little higher on our list than other people would have this. But let's take a look here. Wow. Okay. Brett and I tied on this, and then Joe and Justin tied on this. So, Brett, why don't you kick it off?
Sure thing. I just adore how this song starts off. You get the bass line kind of setting the tone, and then it comes in with like such a powerful, awesome riff, which is like incredibly simple. Like there's nothing complex about it, but the way it's crafted is just amazing. it just I don't know it definitely it's one of those songs where like it just if it's like propels you to do things. Like I feel like I do just like anything playing this song. And I think it's fair to ask again. I brought this up with one of the previous Rocky soundtrack songs. Is that like, am I feeling that because it was in the movie, or am I feeling that just because of the song quality, the composition of it? But like it absolutely is just one of those songs that I feel can like lift you up to do things.
Yeah, this is a song that I feel like has a couple things in my life that I associate with it, right? Which are great. I definitely agree with Brett here. Like, I think if this song had come out and I was exposed to it and I got into it and it was never in a movie about boxing, just the way the music is composed, I would still want to go out and hit things to the beat of that music, which maybe I'm just saying that, like you're saying, because I've seen the movie and I can't possibly unseparate that in my mind, but it just feels like I'd want to be like, dang, 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 punching things as they go. Obviously, the Rocky movies in here super huge as well, but then also locally to us in Michigan also was played over and over and over and over at the Tough Man contest when we would go watch the amateur boxing matches at the fairs locally. It was like this and Gonna Fly Now. It was like those two back and back and back and back and back and back all night long, and you never got sick of the two somehow because people were hitting each other, and that's all that mattered. Who else had Joe? You had this one?
Yes, of course I did. I mean, this song is so awesome that it was not only on the soundtrack for Rocky 3, but it returned to the soundtrack of Rocky 4 because it just rocks so hard. It rockies so hard.
It Rocky's so hard.
I mean, I just kind of echoing what you guys said. It does rock hard. It makes you want to fight someone. I do think honestly, I mean, it's impossible to separate it from the Rocky of it all, but I think even if it had not been on the soundtrack, it would still be a good like get you fired up, make you want to go fight someone kind of song. Um, Along with No Easy Way Out, it is a song I have heard a lot over the past few months in the boxing classes that I've been taking. And I am never sad when it comes on because it turns out that the only thing better than listening to Eye of the Tiger is actually punching something while listening to Eye of the Tiger.
Believe it.
Um, so yeah, it is just a fantastic song. I mean, like Brett said, the guitar riff is like super basic. It's basically like three power chords, but it gets the job done. And the vocalist is also pretty good. That's
Just
that's that's
I
all I have to
agree
say.
with all your sentiments and will add that even though I didn't rank it, the parody version in which Weird Al sings of Rocky owning a deli, I found was just as pumping when I never really listened to Eye of the Tiger. But the Weird Al version was, and it was about him owning a deli, and still that was energy producing.
I actually I'm kind of sad now. I went running this morning. I was really tired after 2 miles. I should have put this on for like the entire rest of the run just to see. I should do
The
that.
deli version.
Yes. That was kind of more what I was feeling by the end of 2 miles, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Justin says, I, the Tiger, is style over substance, but I'll be damned if that style isn't iconic and an absolute blast to listen to. The Rocky connection helps, of course, but Survivor just goes hard with this one. Proof that not every good song has to be high art. Okay. That was our number three, Michael Jackson Thriller, and number two, Survivor, I, the Tiger. We're up to number one by our numbers for after this entire, I mean, what has this been? Like a 3 month process at this point that we've been going through all these songs and filtering and ranking and re-ranking. In the end, this song actually won by a pretty decent margin over the second place song. I mean, there's a good gap there, with the majority of us ranking this in the top third of the countdown. One person outside that a little bit, but this is pretty high up there. Our top 80 song, ladies and gents, for our Summer Sizzlin' Spectacular, Aha, Take On Me. This was my number one song. Joe is right behind me with his number two song. Wish I had written down more notes again as I was running out of time for this one, but I guess I would just start with the music video for this one, which I just said you can't separate necessarily once you've seen it, but I still think to this day this is like one of the coolest things I've seen. Just that art style of the guy going in and out of the comic book and how awesome it was that there was like hand-drawn art in this music video. And I can only imagine like from whatever this was, 84, 85, I don't know the year off the top of my head here, but like the ability of what I want to kind of put the word special effects in quotes there, but to be able to pull this off as seamlessly as they did to make it look like people are actually transferring from the comic world to the real world was amazing. Kind of blew my mind as a kid. The song, of course, is really good as well. In my later years, I would say maybe like the last 20, I don't even know if I've seen the video in the last 20, but the song itself is one that it really has hooked me, and I've loved that song forever. The keyboard in this song in particular, right, is keyboards. I don't know if it's definitely aside from the hard rock, heavy metal type music from the 80s, like the keyboard seemed to be like the instrument. You had all the noises you made on it and the songs that were driven by it. And this one has fantastic keyboard work, just fantastic stuff. The weird thing about this song to me, up here at number one, is I always have had a really hard time with the lyrics on this one. The original version, I have a very hard time hearing what they're actually saying in some parts of this song. Luckily, the song has been covered like 100 times, and I actually, as frequently happens with me, when I hear a cover of a song, I generally can pick up the lyrics much better than the original song in some cases, which is a weird thing when I hear a band I've never heard of do a song I know well, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what they're saying in that part. I never knew that. But yeah, this was just a iconic 80s song for me. I think all things together, this is what I chose for number one. It's just a great song. And I don't think I was influenced by it per se, but I mean, even popped up as recently again as Last of Us Here Again, last season that just came out. The song kind of pops up every once in a while. Whether it's Real Big Fish or somebody else, there's always somebody good doing this song out there. So, who had this at number two? Joe did.
It was me.
You're the Morton Harkett. It's you.
I mean, first of all, I'm sad about Morton Harkett's recent Parkinson's diagnosis.
Me as well.
The man
Also
has the
sad
voice of an
that,
angel.
and he didn't age for like 30 years.
I know.
And I tried to see if we could get him on the podcast for tonight, but that was a arduous process. But I did look into it 3 times. So,
um, this song weirdly. So I almost put this in number one, but I ultimately felt like I had to go with Purple Rain for my number one. But the reason that this song is so high on my list is kind of twofold. One, I mean, Cody already talked about the music video and how incredible that was. I mean, I remember seeing this video countless times when I was younger. The song itself, you talked about, the synthesizer and the 80s of it, and I agree that it is one of those kind of, iconic 80s songs. So it definitely would have been like somewhere on my top 100 list. But the reason it ended up as high as it did is actually more related to an unplugged version of the song that kind of made the rounds a few years ago. It looks like it was from like 7 years ago from an MTV Unplugged performance in Norway. But Aha did a very like stripped down version of this song. It's like much slower, like minimal instrumentation, really puts Morton Harkett's voice up front and center. Makes it easier to understand the lyrics, which I mean, I think the lyrics are 100% the result of English not being their first language because there are some like weird phrases, but once I kind of registered the lyrics, mostly through this more stripped down version, there's a weird beauty in them, and I feel like a weird poignancy in a lot of the lines. Like I really like the line, "Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry." I don't know, there's something there I like, but it's a beautiful song. It turns out it probably was always a beautiful song, but hearing this newer version of it was kind of like a revelation. And it has become one of my favorite songs because of that. It was used in a TV show that I quite enjoy in a scene that made me feel some feelings. It's also a song that I occasionally try to play my own version of on guitar. So it has come to have kind of a weird, decently sized place in my life.
Tell us you have the
So
guitar.
I do not.
God damn it, you had one assignment.
I mean, I do, but I'm not going to bust it out right now. Anyway, beautiful song. I love it. And that's why it's as high as it is.
I would have actually ranked it higher. I sort of banked on you guys ranking that one high as well, so I I don't know where I would have put it on top of whatever, but I mean, if I were to like buy an album titled Best of the 80s, like if that was the generic and this song wasn't on it, I think I would deserve my money back. Like it's just like the 80s song. Like when you think of 80s music, this if this isn't like the first song in your head, maybe the second. Like it's just it's got the synth, it's got it, everything, and they use it in nostalgia stuff all the time, and it works perfectly. Yeah, I don't know. It's the 80s song.
Yeah, I love this a lot as well. It I was thinking here like uh uh did a piano have a riff? I don't know. Like the string of piano notes. Is that called a riff? I don't know. But whatever you call that, that thing they do at this, near the start of this song is like it's really stinking good. Like it's so catchy and so fun to listen to. But the vocals are also like just really great in the song. I enjoy that they like his voice is very clean, but he's like got a huge range in this song too. Like he's very dynamic in what he's doing, and like hitting some like insane notes, like
That's
like
a good point.
the high range, and feels like it's effortless for him. Uh, and I am also since you just mentioned that I turned on the unplugged version of it right now. I was just listening to that, and it is pretty damn good. So, yep, great song all around.
On the other side, I just turned on the Weezer cover version of it, and
Oh
not
no.
so great. Has a band ever redacted an album? Like just
Is that an actual thing that exists?
I guess so. It's the third thing that comes up on Spotify
Oh
off
my
the
God.
Teal album, which I think is their 80s cover album.
I mean, I've heard their Africa cover, but
It's Africa, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, Take on Me, Happy Together, Paranoid, oh boy, Mr. Blue Sky, No Scrubs, Billie Jean, and Stand By Me. Bet your sweet ass I'm putting Paranoid on right now as we sit here. Okay.
oh no, I'm listening to their cover of Take on Me. So it's extra terrible because
Interesting.
musically, they're basically doing it like exactly the same as the original, but then it's Rivers Cuomo's shitty voice instead of Morton Harkett's beautiful voice. So like, what even is the point?
Well, don't listen to the Paranoid cover further down. To their
Oh
credit, at
no.
least they distorted their voice into something I've never heard with the band, but it's just still don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. I was kidding.
Oh no.
All right. Is that everybody? Did we get through everybody? Wait, we didn't get through Justin. I'm not surprised that Take On Me took the #1 spot on this list. Everything about this one is the 80s incarnate, right down to the then cutting edge animation in the music video. Is it my favorite song from the 80s? No. But it's a big hair power ballad that embodies the decade to a T. It would be hard to think of a better poster child for music from this era. And that's it, ladies and gents. Top 5 again, Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time, Journey, Don't Stop Believin', Michael Jackson, Thriller, Survivor's Eye of the Tiger, and Aha, Take On Me to wrap up this summer-long countdown of 80s songs. What are we going to do next summer?
I don't know, but I'll be gone in a day or two.
Oh! I only knew that because he said it clearly, not like the original version.
Next summer we can do the top 90s. No, I don't want to do that.
Decades past this seem really daunting, I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. We could go backwards. I don't know if I could go
The top songs of the 1930s.
All right, 1930s. Top songs of the 1910s. Over there. All right. That's it. That's all we got. I don't know what the next week's episode is going to be, so that's where we're at. I had fun doing this. Hopefully you guys did as well.
Enjoyable.
Very different thing. Usually, like we said at the onset, we come into these with kind of like hidden countdowns we share with the other hosts, but we kind of knew what was going on with this one from the get-go. So,
Yeah, it felt very daunting, but it was enjoyable once we got into it.
yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right. Anything else from you guys tonight?
Nothing I can think of.
All right. Sounds good. Well, this has been the Summer Sizzling Countdown. Spectacular. One of those words. I don't know. Joe and his branding, I swear. He's
It's all Cody's fault, everyone.
all over the place. But anyway, Justin's fault. He's not here. Okay. Well, that's going to do us then, everybody. This has been the Fawn Pod. Friends occasionally not disagreeing.
Bye.
Take care.
See you.
Bye.